And I didn't realize until you just started talking.
All right, what's up, y'all? New to the channel, man. Please, by all means, hit that subscribe button. If in fact you need a consultation, all that information will be below the video. I want to talk about something today. And it is something personal. Personal to me. I am a successful individual. Not going to get all in depth and in detail, but I'm listening to Howard Stern. In addition to listening to Howard Stern, yesterday, I was watching Counting Cars, Count Customs. I was watching a series of shows. It was coming on back to back to back. One episode, he had a 1988 Ferrari Testarossa. And he was like, this was my dad's car. And I was like, wow, that's why he's the man that he is. I mean, Count Customs, man, he got thousands of cars. Of course, I'm exaggerating. Then the next episode I watched, he had a 1983 Mercedes-Benz Coupe. And if you didn't know any better, well, I'm gonna come at it like this. When he pulled the car out, a couple of the guys at his shop was like, what is this? When did you get this? He was like, it was my dad's car. And he said, it was down in Florida. Before I brought it up here to Nevada, he got the mechanics right. So he got all the mechanics right on the car. And he said, now it's here. I got it shipped here. And he was like, nobody knew I had this car, but I kept it on the wraps. And he was like, now I want to go through and get the cosmetics right. My dad had all this stuff. He had the European lights, all that sort of stuff. And I'm looking at that, and it finally hit me. I started thinking about my daughter and all my cars and everything that I own. And the one thing that just jumped out at me is my former daughter is a child support baby. And a lot of mothers are putting fathers on child support to make a statement. A lot of mothers, child support, it just hit me in this sense. So what do I mean when I say that? There are women, I didn't put it on park. Women are using child support to make a statement. And it just shows the insufficiency of the wealth. A man cannot extend the wealth that he has to his children when there's a woman that is trying to make a child support statement. He can't. There's nothing that Atiya LaShawn Bradley could not expose our child, my former daughter, to the life that I was able to give. She just couldn't have did it. But that's what happens when you are being raised by a child support mom. And a child support mom uses child support to try and say, well, when you pay this will solidify how well you are as a father. When you pay this. Women that put, as Atiya LaShawn Bradley did me, knew the morals and everything that I had as a man. So it was like, he got morals, he gonna pay this, so I'ma definitely get my money. And then when the child support mom uses child support to try to establish and make that the morals that a man should follow, all it does is exposes just how insufficient that woman is as a mother. If you hadn't looked at it this way, it jumped out at me. And it's because, the mother that don't look at it that way was raised from a 2-cent perspective. A woman that had their mother and their father in their life and wasn't living based from a struggle narrative, it's not going to be this way. But a woman like a Tia LaShawn Bradley that was raised in a trailer, and her mother got her money from having a shot house. This is how, in the mindset that a Tia LaShawn Bradley have. She never seen my worth and never will see my worth. When you're dealing with a woman that was raised on a 2-cent curriculum, please don't think value. She knows anything beyond value. So there are a lot of you babies out there, that had a father that is well off, but you was never exposed to the good life or the full potentials of financial potential that you was never exposed to the full financial spectrum that he was able to provide because your mother used child support to gauge him. That's what your mom did. That's what Tia LaShawn Bradley did to her daughter. I'm not gonna, hey, listen. As I tell individuals at 56 years old, I don't speak on smarts no more. Smarts, I done retired smarts. I now speak based on wisdom. I now speak from a perspective that I'm not gonna let a woman say, oh, that's not it. I wouldn't say that. I'm not letting smarts challenge wisdom. I'm not gonna allow that. When you get this age, y'all notice that I speak a lot and say my age. I speak a lot and say don't be like me. A lot of my messages are more mental, because one day you wake up and realize you got a whole different perspective, a whole different language that you now have access to, and you only get it when you get older. And it feels good. It feels good to put in perspective when I say I don't have nothing to do with love. I don't. I'm cool. I'm good. Enjoy your life. But that's what it gets down to. It is unbelievable. You know, I was watching Straight Outta Compton, and there's a part in the movie where Ice Cube is looking at the video, and his wife says to him, look how young y'all was. And then Ice Cube said in the movie, we left a lot of songs on the table. That's how I feel with women that chooses the child support narrative over allowing a father to just execute his influence. Because that's what it's all about. It's not anything other than you adding your influence to your child, and your child is now a better person because you have been allowed to influence your child. Think about this. I am extremely successful. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I own a home. I own business. I employ. I'm healthy. Very well articulated, speak very well, which is the same thing. But yet, no woman felt that, no woman, and I want to be clear, I was only into black women. No, not one felt as though I was worthy enough to influence their child. Not even the woman that I had a child with. I'm saying that, I'm going to end it with that, because that is something that you young guys got to understand. Stop thinking that it's all about being nice to a woman. Ask that woman what she wants. Stop talking and let that woman tell you how she is. Stop just laying down everything in front of that woman and then letting her use you. And then the second that you say, hey, look, I did this for you, I did that, you hear those god-awful words. I didn't ask you to do that. Don't be like me. Later, y'all.